Hello and welcome to another update video about Cardano. In this video I'd like to talk about that whales are actually heavily accumulating ADA, and I want to show you this chart here, which actually shows the information about the supply of ADA in addresses with a balance greater than 1 million ADA. And what we can see, actually, you can see the price is the gray line chart here, and then we can see the amount of ADA in addresses with a balance greater than 1 million ADA. So these are the whales, right? If you hold 1 million ADA, you have a lot of ADA, right? And you're probably wealthy. So if you watch this video and you are one of these people, congratulations. But it just shows that whales are now heavily accumulating ADA. And what we can see, this chart starts in August 2020. And because at the time prices were really low. I mean, you were talking about 10 cents, and prices were then going up. And as prices went up, these let's say people with a lot of ADA, they started to cash out. Yeah, as prices went up, profits were taken, and the more the prices went up, the more profits were taken. And that actually took place until March, until the hard fork that took place on the 1st of March. This was when we had a price of 130. I've talked about that before the last hard fork, in the weeks before, or actually in the months before, the value of ADA just went up and up and up. And we had, I think, from somewhere down here, we had something like a 700% increase before the last hard fork. And sort of the whales started to cash out, right? And you can actually see how directly before and then in the days after the hard fork, when prices were still quite good and quite high, a lot of money was made with selling ADA. So it's just very interesting to understand. And then, throughout March, April, May, not actually a lot happened. Yes, I guess when we started to go towards the all-time high, they started to buy again and buy and buy and buy. And actually, after the all-time high, they didn't really sell. So we saw that all-time high. So these, I would call them whales, right? These people who hold a lot of ADA actually started to hold ADA at this level, right? They didn't sell anymore, even though we had the all-time high. And even in the crash, yeah, look, there was a little bit of ADA sold by these addresses, but not too much. Not in any way similar to what we had after the hard fork. So it just shows that people who hold a lot of ADA, they have a lot of confidence in ADA, I think. Even as the prices crashed. I mean, I would have expected that at this point in time, at the all-time high, that people who hold a lot of ADA, people who can actually move the price as well, would have sold ADA and would have contributed to that price drop. But actually only not a lot of addresses. I mean, you can look at that peak here of drop in ADA in these addresses with more than 1 million. But then this was much more significant before the hard fork. And actually it didn't move the price too much back at the time. But what is interesting though, these people kept holding ADA all the way through the last few months in which we saw that small bear market. And even as the price really dropped to $1 nearly, right? And that is really when they started to invest again. That is when prices started to go up. And really here on the 26th of July, whales started to accumulate more and buy and buy and buy. And we are now at a pretty high level actually compared to where we were before. And what gives me confidence is that these people seem to have confidence in ADA, and they hold ADA, and they haven't sold even when after the all-time high. So that is just a very interesting factor. Just wanted to really make you aware that there's a lot of ADA held in addresses with a balance greater than 1 million. And this just shows that, yeah, there is a lot of confidence in the market, really. And also you can see something similar here in addresses with a balance greater than 100,000. But this would also include these addresses with greater than 1 million ADA. But again, it just shows that people are holding ADA. It just shows that there's a lot of confidence, and that there is not really anyone cashing out at the moment. Rather, people are still buying. Also people with a lot of ADA, right? It's not only the let's say the people that you always think when prices are going up, it's the FOMO and new people come in, people who maybe spend £500, £1,000, maybe 5,000, who want to get in there, have FOMO, but it's actually still investors who hold more than 1 million ADA. These people are still buying, and that makes me very confident that that prices could go up even more. And it just shows that it provides some stability, doesn't it? That people who have actually held throughout that bear market and haven't even sold when we saw the all-time high. It just gives me a lot of confidence, and it just shows again the potential, I think, of the project, and shows that everybody, also people who hold a lot of ADA, of course, believe in the project. And it's not only about making quick money, it's about long-term investment. That really makes me hope. However, what we can probably assume, if we go back to what we did or what happened before and after the last hard fork, so immediately before that and after the hard fork in the days after that, a lot of people with a lot of ADA started selling. Or sold, right? And that moved the price as well. So it can just be assumed that as the smart contracts will be rolled out, we could see something similar again, right? Because I said before that we are probably seeing that rally in the next few weeks, as we did the price rally before the last hard fork rollout, or the hard fork on the 1st of March. We saw a price rally, and then these people with a lot of ADA actually cashed out. And then we saw this sort of sideways movement, still an upward trend, but sort of sideways movement. And it sort of at least stopped that crazy price increase. So if we assume we are going to see a rally now until the hard fork on the 12th of September, then that might probably continue either here on that level, or people will just hold. But these people with a lot of ADA might then cash out after the hard fork. Things might be different this time. They might. And I say that because this is now when applications will start to run on the blockchain, right? Smart contracts, the real use case, what Cardano is actually, or what Cardano is actually there for, this comes into effect. It's different to what it was before. The last hard fork, that was different. Now it's really the actual use case. So it might be a bit different. People might not decide to cash out because, you know, if you sell now, even after the hard fork, actually ADA becomes more valuable because the ADA coins will be used for transactions and everything, for decentralized applications and so on. So things might be different. So again, we don't really know the answer, but it's still something to be aware of, and I'll keep you updated about that. I just want to make you aware. I think it's nice if you want to see more on-chain data, and there's a lot of charts here that I can show you in other videos. If you want to see more about that, I think it's really interesting. There's a lot to go through here. For example, volume, market cap, of course. I mean, that's not really, but marketplace, market cap dominance is interesting. Then here the volatility is interesting as well to take a look at. And I guess if you're interested in these sort of other than not only looking at the price, but even here Reddit active users, quite interesting, just for Cardano. Block sizes and stuff like that. So if you want me to update you regularly on that, please leave a like and also let me know in the comments. Transactions count, interesting as well. So yeah, there is a lot to go through, and hopefully you liked this update. Hopefully you like these types of videos as well. If you do, please smash the like button and also let me know in the comments and subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.